everybody, Dave here, and happy Irish American Pride Day for those of you who celebrate the holiday like we do. The clip that you just saw was a little bit of a concert that my wife and I went up to and saw in Cincinnati late last month. That's Gaelic Storm. And for those of you not familiar with that band, they're Irish rock, obviously, and not so much Dropkick Murphys as more flogging Molly, I guess. More rock, not really punk. A lot more traditional Irish tunes and melodies and instruments they bring into play. But anyway, they're a great band to see. If you've seen the movie Titanic, James Cameron's Titanic, the scene when they're down in the when Jack and Rose are down in the steerage section there having a little party, that's the band playing. It's Gaelic Storm. So that's kind of where they got their start. After that, they decided to go out and make it a full-time thing. And yeah, and we were fortunate enough after the show that we got to meet and greet the band, interact with them a little bit, got them to sign a ticket here, and my wife got her picture taken with Patrick Murphy, the lead singer, and Pete something or other, the piper. So that was pretty cool. But anyway, so yeah, I thought I'd just throw a real quick video up here for St. Paddy's Day. You know, as these holidays roll around over the last couple of years, I keep thinking to myself, you know, next year I'm gonna do a holiday themed video and talk about some of my vinyl that's relevant to that holiday. And then usually I wait till the last minute, and then it's too damn late, and oh well. So I'm going to try to get this one up here on time, and if you're into the Irish folk music, then this is probably a very interesting video for you. If you're not, just skip it and catch me next time. But alright, to get started, I only have a couple of them to talk about, so it should be going by quick. This is a band called the Chieftains. This is their album Boil a Breakfast Early, Boil a Breakfast Early, or the Chieftains 9, which coincidentally I guess is their ninth studio album. And the Chieftains are like the premier Irish folk rock band, or not even folk rock, Irish folk band. Kind of like Planxty got the beginning, then the Chieftains came along and they kind of took the crown. So, and this one is, you know, this is several years before they started doing things with, you know, country music stars and Sinead O'Connor, and even getting into like flamenco and stuff like that. This is when they were still primarily traditional Irish tunes, and this came out in 1979. This is a Canadian press on Columbia, and most of these songs are traditional. There's a lot that were written by Turlough O'Carolan, who was a 19th century poet, songwriter. I'm sorry, not 19th century, 18th century poet, songwriter kind of guy. And this is kind of an upbeat album. It's really enjoyable, jigs, reels, all that kind of stuff. But of course, when you're talking Irish music, there's always going to be tragedy. And one of the songs on here is The Crying of the Women at the Slaughter, which is kind of a dirge that commemorates a battle Knocknross in County Cork, I believe it was. 1647, 4,000 Irishmen were killed. But yeah, besides that, it's a fun album. Anyway, yeah, so if you're not interested in, or not familiar with the Chieftains, this is probably a good one to start with. All their albums, this one and On the Way Back, are really good. They're enjoyable. Anything forward, it's kind of rolling the dice. So that's that. This next one is kind of a hybrid band. They're Irish musicians who live in Canada, and that's the Irish Rovers. And this came out, this is Emigrate. This came out in 1973 on Tower Records, and like I said, they live in Canada, but they are Irish musicians. Again, traditional Irish music. They sometimes tend to, unlike the Chieftains, which they pretty much stay away from any rebel music, these guys sometimes bring it into their mix and on their albums, but this one is not. This one is kind of a concept album where they're dealing with the diaspora and of the Irish, obviously, emigrating to America and Canada. And it's got this kind of neat tri-fold packaging here with lyrics and stories about the songs. Most of these are traditional, although one, the Canadian Railroad Trilogy, is actually a Gordon Lightfoot song, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, this was not as upbeat as Chieftains 9, but still it's fun to listen to. Here's the label, Tara Records. And yeah, this is a band. They've been around a while, since the mid to late '60s, and like I said, this one's 1973. So yeah, this is kind of a cool band if you want to check out into some of that Irish traditional music. All right, this next one is an Irish band. Go figure. The Wolfe Tones, Irish to the Core. Now, the Wolfe Tones are definitely a Republican band. And of course, when I say Republican, I don't mean American Republican. I mean Irish Republican. And so a lot of their music, a lot of their songs are rebel songs. And they're the premier, Irish nationalist band. They still are going strong today, which is pretty cool. But anyway, this one came out in 1976, I believe, on Triskel Records. It was only released in Ireland, so this is an Irish press. And get the label out here, which is not really all that exciting, but still, it's kind of cool to see. It's not something you see every day, being an Irish label. And yeah, these are definitely more of the rebellious sort of songs. They are traditional songs. You got Botany Bay, which if any of you are familiar with traditional Irish music, you'll know that one. We've also got the Limerick Races, The Night Before Larry Was Stretched, the Irish Brigade. Cool stuff, just fun stuff. And this was a really good album. I really enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed most of Wolfe Tones stuff, but this one kind of stands above. So if you're not familiar and you happen to come across this, which you're lucky if you do, but if you do, pick it up. And the last one for tonight is, again, the Wolfe Tones, and very appropriately titled Up the Rebels. And this originally came out in 1966 on Fontana Records. This here is a 1971 press on Dolphin Records, which is an Irish label again, so this is an Irish press. This also had a different front cover on the original issue, which I kind of dig this one a lot better. This looks more appropriate to the title. But again, Republican songs. There's Black Velvet Band, The Dying Rebel, Tricolored Ribbon. It's even got The Banks of the Ohio on here, kind of an Americana song. But yeah, again, it's if you know the Wolfe Tones, it fits right in line with their style of music, their message, and it's good. I didn't enjoy it as much as I did Irish to the Core. Hold on, that dog's going crazy. Maeve, come here, come on. All right, get yourself tangled up behind the chair there. But anyway, yeah, it was a good album. I enjoyed it. Yeah, so if you're looking for some atmosphere today or this weekend for your wearing of the green, give some of these albums a try. Look them up on YouTube. I'm sure you'll find some clips, and yeah, see what you find. You might be surprised at what you like. Okay, that's it. Like I said, a real quick one, just kind of a holiday thing here. So I'll get out of here and I'll catch you later.